Hello, good morning YouTube. Welcome back. Punta lang tayong work. Meron tayong case na gagawin. So this is case discussion episode 8. So we have a case of a 46-year-old female. A year ago, she was diagnosed and treated for chronic calculus cholecystitis with common bile duct stones. And yung common bile duct stones niya are mixed secondary and primary stones. She was admitted a year ago and underwent surgery. Ang specific surgical procedure was open cholecystectomy with common bile duct exploration, extrahepatic bile duct excision, hepaticojejunostomy with placement of bilateral biliary stents. Ang findings during that time, the biliary tree was filled with secondary and primary stones. Hanggang intrahepatic ducts, punong-puno ng stones. So we did common bile duct exploration. We removed the stones as much as we can. For the intrahepatic biliary stones, since hindi na namin makuha, we deliberately left it behind. We proceeded with extrahepatic bile duct excision and did an internal bypass hepaticojejunostomy. We placed bilateral biliary drains sa left and right lobe of the liver. And ang plan during that time was to do choledocoscopic extraction of the retained intrahepatic bile duct stones. So usually it's being done on an outpatient basis. Multiple times gagawin yon kasi you cannot remove all the stones, all the intrahepatic stones at once. So yun ang plan during that time. So she was advised to transfer to an institution where complete ang armamentarium for such cases. Dapat may specialist na gagawa, dapat capable of choledocoscopy, and dapat capable of doing stone lithotripsy. Dapat at least meron silang electrohydraulic lithotriptor or laser lithotriptor. Sometimes kasi if you're dealing with biliary stones, lalo na yung intrahepatic bile duct stones, yung stones are sometimes located in hard to reach areas and impacted sila doon. Hindi mo sila basta-basta makukuha ng basket. Sometimes you need to break those stones by lithotripsy. You break it into small fragments, then you get it piece by piece using the basket extractor. Unfortunately, patient was lost to follow up. Then after a year, consulted with us again. Sa madaling sabi, hindi sila nakalipat ng ibang hospital. So they came back asking us kung meron pa bang ibang options. Since naka 1 year na yung case, we decided to do diagnostic first. So we did tube cholangiogram, and nandun pa rin yung intrahepatic bile duct stones, and we feel na mas dumami pa. Initially we were hoping na yung intrahepatic duct stones already migrated to the jejunum. through the hepaticojejunostomy anastomosis. Kaya when we did the tube cholangiogram, hoping kami na at least nabawasan na or at least wala ng stones sa intrahepatic ducts. Unfortunately, hindi yun ang naging results ng cholangiogram. We noted multiple stones pa rin on both sides of the liver, so right and left biliary tree. And yung ibang stones, malalaki pa. Although we can see the hepaticojejunostomy anastomosis is intact and maganda naman ang flow ng contrast into the jejunum. Wala naman stricture na nakita. We tried to do cholecystoscopic extraction of the stones but failed. It would be great sana if we are capable of doing stone lithotripsy. Maski yung electrohydraulic lithotriptor nga lang sana pwede na. It's a much older technology in dealing with such stones. Yung electrohydraulic lithotriptor kasi, it's an old machine being used for stone lithotripsy. Meron na mas bago ngayon, yung laser lithotripsy. Pero kahit sana meron kaming at least an electrohydraulic lithotriptor to manage such cases. Kaso we're not capable of doing that eh. Wala kaming machine, wala kaming electrohydraulic or laser lithotriptor. So ano pa kayang ibang pwedeng gawin? May iba pa bang options? In our case, yes, we are capable of doing cholecystoscopy. However, very limited. Since hindi naman makalipat ng ibang institution, very limited ang aming capability, wala na kaming ibang option. Ang last option na namin right now is to do surgery again. So medyo difficult yung case. Just imagine, meron na siyang hepaticojejunostomy and yung intrahepatic ducts niya, both right and left, punong-puno ng stones. So ano nga ba ang surgical plan? We'll do exploration first. Since the hepaticojejunostomy is intact, we're not going to redo hepaticojejunostomy. Instead, we'll try to access the left intrahepatic ducts sa area ng falciform ligament and try to do biliary exploration sa area na yon. I might do a limited liver resection or at least a hepatotomy again to gain access to the intrahepatic ducts. From there, we'll try to remove the stones. Kung kaya lahat, we'll do that. Then after that, we'll reposition the bilateral biliary stents for possible future use again. So let's see. Let's continue the discussion later after we finish the procedure. So hello again. Kakagaling lang nating work. Parang umulan kanina, so para sure sinuot ko pa rin yung aking raincoat maski mukhang wala na. So let's continue with our discussion. So again, we have a 46-year-old female with multiple intrahepatic bile duct stones She underwent cholecystectomy and hepaticojejunostomy last year. We placed bilateral bile duct drains, but unfortunately we were not able to extract the stones using the choledocoscope. So today we did our last option, which is surgery, to finally solve her problem. So we did exploratory laparotomy through a chevron incision, yung previous incision niya. We did adhesiolysis and freed the dome and the subhepatic area of the liver, especially dun sa area ng left lobe. We also dissected the falciform ligament to free the liver hanggang dun sa dome. Now, using an ultrasound, we first identified the left main hepatic bile duct sa area ng liver segment 4B. We also identified the vascular structures and branches in the said segment. Then after that, with the use of an energy device, we started doing partial liver resection or hepatotomy in that area of the liver segment 4B. It's lateral to the falciform ligament. So unti-unti, with the use of the energy device, we dissected the liver parenchyma over the said segment. We encountered some bleeding, pero controlled naman. As much as possible, we tried to preserve the vascular branches or vascular supply of the segment. The goal actually is to identify the left main bile duct and hopefully create an opening in that area and proceed with bile duct exploration and stone extraction. So unti-unti chinagaan namin yung dissection and control of bleeders. So far naman yung bleeding encountered was acceptable naman. We did not encounter major bleeding. And eventually we were able to reach and identify the left main duct. So from there we created a 2 cm opening. Maybe I can call it also a choledochotomy incision. And immediately in that area we were able to extract approximately a 2 cm crushable stone. And through that opening also we proceeded with bile duct exploration. We did choledocoscopy. We were able to identify the right main bile duct and its branches, the anterior and posterior branches, and noted multiple intrahepatic stones. We were also able to identify the hepaticojejunostomy anastomosis. Intact naman siya, wala namang nakitang stricture. In fact, we were able to enter the jejunum rulind. So we did stone extraction. We were able to extract multiple stones, crushable stones, sizes ranging from 5 mm to 1 cm. Crushable siya, brownish in color, hanggang dun sa secondary radices. So chinagaan namin yung stone extraction until we feel na we have extracted all of the stones. Kung may natira man, siguro that's less than 5 mm fragment stones or bile sludge na lang yun. Since it's our last option, syempre we made sure na wala na kaming maiwan na stone para completely solve na ang problem ng patient. So we completed the kaleidoscopic extraction of the stones. Syempre accompanied yon by NSS flushing. We also did manual extraction using Randall forceps until we were satisfied na there are no stones left na. So after that, through that choledochotomy incision, we placed a T-tube, repaired the incision using vicryl sutures, simple interrupted. Then after placement of the T-tube, nag-tube cholangiogram kami. And so far, looking at the T-tube cholangiogram, both the left and right intrahepatic ducts were seen, hopefully devoid of filling defects or stones. We then placed GP drain in the area of the segment 4B hepatotomy incision. Before closing, of course, we checked for bleeders. Then we ended the procedure, which was tolerated well by the patient. So plans, Siguro will just repeat the tube cholangiogram after 1 month or 6 weeks, just to document again that the intrahepatic ducts are cleared of stones. Siguro part of the management would be giving ursodeoxycholic acid to at least prevent formation of future stones. So aside from giving UDCA as advised by a senior consultant, we'll also place patient on diet modification just to make sure na ma-prevent ang formation of primary stones in the future. So again, as a last option for this case, we did bile duct exploration by doing hepatotomy on the segment 4B of the liver to gain access in the left main bile duct. So that's possible. So points to consider for bile duct stones, whether it's a common bile duct stone or intrahepatic bile duct stones, whether it's a secondary or primary common bile duct stones, maraming options. As a last option, you can always do surgery. Yun nga lang, if you do surgery, it's an invasive form of management. Pero kung wala ka na talagang choice, it's always an option. Because the other options like ERCP, cholecystoscopic extraction of stones, all of these options may failure rate din yan. And if mag-fail ang mga options na yon, talagang mapipilitan kang to do surgery again. So for this case, we just showed you how we do final surgery for intrahepatic bile duct stones. So that's our case, and I hope you learned something new today. Interesting, di ba? See you in my next video. Thank you for watching.